a guy who has also impacted my life in a big way, in many ways, and I got to introduce him like 3 times throughout this freaking event. It's Mr. James Marshall, and he's all mic'd up and ready to go. Listen to what he says. He's one of the wisest guys I know. I went and worked with him in Europe, mainly because I wanted to get a little piece of sugar that this guy's got.
You got more than that, didn't you?
You got it, man. Awesome.
All right, gentlemen, ladies, welcome and good morning. And to those out there in internet land, hello to you as well. I'm not really a morning person. And last night I thought I would be sensible because I'm a 33-year-old man and I should just go to bed at around midnight. And so I did. I lay in bed and I was dozing off. And then my phone made a noise and I looked at it and there was a text message. And I saw the name and I went, I just shouldn't look at that. I'll just leave that. But I didn't. And I read the text message and it said, it's hard to sleep in the heat. Firstly, if a woman ever sends you a message after 10 p.m. commenting on the weather, don't write back, sure is hot, 36 degrees, lol. Good night. Yeah. Women make comments after 10 p.m. because they want to have sex with you. And this has been like, I'll just look around and I know there's always one guy who goes, oh, fuck. Right. I get it. That's why I never saw it. Yeah, got it. Just that little message gives you a tiny little insight into the female seducer's or seductress's mind. And tomorrow, I'm going to be giving you guys a large rant and rave about this topic in terms of what it is that women want, and more importantly, why that's of any importance or any interest to men. A good female seducer, in terms of when she wants to get a guy to pay her attention, usually they're not very direct about it. It's fairly rare that a girl will say, midnight, want to have sex with you. Don't care about the temperature. Yeah. A female's job in seduction is to create opportunities for a man. It's to open a space where he can then pull the fucking trigger. Unfortunately and frustratingly for many women, that just often doesn't happen. She makes big hints, opens doors, and the man misses it. So I wrote back, it is hard. And that's why I didn't have a very good night's sleep, and my eyes are possibly a little bit red. So please forgive me for that. So, Anthony Johnson is a very interesting and unique character. This is a guy that I met several years ago when I was speaking for the first time internationally as a seduction coach at the PUA Summit in Hollywood. And he got up very briefly and spoke about his event, and I actually hadn't heard about it. And it was simply the way that he held his presence. He spoke very softly and clearly in an industry and an event where everyone is screaming for attention. Yeah, I'm sure many of you guys are familiar with some of the larger-than-life marketing inspired characters that inhabit the seduction community and industry. And for myself, that's not really my style. I'm not a high-energy person. Necessarily, I'm not somebody who likes a lot of hype and glitz and glamour. I like people who are straight talkers, people who look you in the eyes properly, people who shake your hands properly. And this was a guy who had these elements. And at that time, I was kind of a nobody in terms of being a dating coach. I was a guy that had been working underground in Melbourne for many years. I'd been honing my craft and I'd been getting great results in terms of teaching natural seduction and lifestyle design, but I didn't have any international presence really. And so what I did was I did something audacious, and that's what I want to talk to you guys about today in terms of getting what you want. And I just went up to him and I introduced myself and I had a chat to him about what his conference was, and I said, I'd like to speak at that in the future if that was possible. And happy to send you some, copies of stuff I've done in the past and have a think about it. But yeah, I'm willing to, wherever you're going to put it on, I'll be there. And so he contacted me soon after and said, I'll be in London. This will be the next event if you'd like to speak. And so I made it happen. And from that, the presentation that I delivered there, which was a year and a half or so ago, this really propelled my career, my profile, and opened a whole lot of doors and avenues for some really awesome adventures, and also introduced me to a whole lot of guys that became really close friends, such as Steve Maeda, such as Sasha Day Games, such as a whole bunch of other really kick-ass coaches with a lot of integrity.